It's very, very short though, guys. You guys cut that off too fucking soon.
Like they think just because we're leaving.
Yeah, they think that just because it's the death of the studio that they don't have to put any effort towards this. But unfortunately, if you haven't noticed, halfway moved out of the studio.
See, I've done all my work.
Yeah, I'm lazy as fuck is the problem.
That was cool.
Oh god, we're getting double audio here. Excellent.
Echo going?
Let's get the echo moving. Welcome to Shops Closed, the podcast where we talk about Warhammer 40k and a lot of other stupid stuff. Okay, cool. We're all set up. We're all ready to go. If you haven't noticed, if you watched last week's episode, thanks. First of all, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
But
thanks a lot. Really, thanks a lot.
Thanks. No, but
fucking serious.
Probably like the most viewed episode that we've had since we went live. So we appreciate all the following and just watching, even if it was just for 5 minutes. And if it was just for 5 minutes and you didn't like us,
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks a lot. But I'm Mike J. Sursage.
Brett Pig.
We are here to talk about some Warhammer stuff and probably some other stuff.
Probably other stuff. A little bit.
Yeah. First thing on the docket. Hold on, let me get the paper out.
Oh shit. I like how he's writing it live. That's how we do things.
First thing on the docket.
Squiggly line.
Squiggly line.
Perfect.
But this is the last episode in the studio. I'd like to take this moment to thank Focus Co-working for letting us even using this place as a studio because it has been awesome. We are just moving because
we fucking, we got so many views on that last video. We finally decided it's time to really put our all into this. We're moving to New York. We got a studio. We're renting out there. We're going to be...
New York?
I don't know. I just threw some shit.
We're going to fly to New York every time. We're from Wisconsin.
Monday, we're going to be flying to New York to do this. We had nearly 300 views or something like that, I think. But, no, we're moving to this guy's house. He's really cool. He's going to let us stay there. And
yeah, we're gonna have a new setup. It might be. I know you. If you were following us from last week, you might have been like, "Well, these motherfuckers said that they weren't gonna have a show this week." Well, guess what?
Fool you.
We lied.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we do. You know what? It's a double lie. Because I told this fuck I wasn't gonna be here today, and then I showed up after he had tore the shit down already.
Yeah, you can't see the walls.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I mean, yeah, we're totally still set up.
Yeah,
all those other things that we had set up before, they're there. They're totally there. I did want to talk about a few things today, including, I know Sisters of Silence. I believe it's Sisters of Silence.
The Battle Sisters?
Is it the Battle Sisters?
Sisters of the Battle?
We got too many sisters, man.
There's a lot of sisters.
And I don't mean sisters as the way that you know.
You know?
But I do mean sisters as in, you know.
But, yeah, like, they got a heavy bolter now.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah. Why? I don't understand.
The controversy of, like, a heavy bolter in an army, which is, like, probably one of the silliest things. One of the silliest things I've ever heard in my life. Like, we're looking at a heavy bolter.
You guys want Plastic Sisters, right? Plastic Sisters, check it out. Worst gun in the fucking game. You guys happy? Everybody happy?
And everyone's complaining because they're like, it's out of their characteristic to have it.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I think they've...
I wouldn't be too worried about them being out of characteristic for a heavy bolter. They can also get a multi-melta or a heavy flamer.
Oh, very characteristic to have.
Yeah, and then they totally range up. If you put sisters in a bubble, that's where they would be. Around flamers and bolters and melters. That's what they do.
Okay. So I don't understand the controversy. I don't understand why people are upset, except that they're just upset about everything, I guess. And like, heavy bolters.
There's always gonna be something to complain about in our fucking hobby that we play. For sure. Like, I don't think there's been a single time that we they have seen something new or seen something old.
Nah, it's all the
like,
same, right?
And not had someone complain about it. But how long has it been since Sisters... Hey, man. How long has it been since Sisters have actually been really played? Because honestly, unless you go to Korean or Japanese knockoff, or you have Metal Sisters, which if you have Metal Sisters,
I mean, like,
what are you doing with your life?
Congratulations, I guess. But
I made mine
sell
out.
them now.
I made mine out of pewter. When I was at Adepticon, actually, I seen like five. I've seen it in it.
You seen it?
I seen it. Like five armies from Sisters of Battle or Sisters of Silence. I can't remember.
Sisters of Battle for sure, though.
Shut up!
Okay, nope. I don't know.
It's a combo.
I'm sorry.
How do you know? You don't know. You weren't there. You were at Adepticon, actually. But I seen a few people
the whole time each tournament.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, right.
But I seen quite a few of the like I seen plastic sisters out there, which I'm like, they're not plastic. That's the what was that called? That shit. No, not the pewter. Not the metal.
The fine casting.
The fine casting ones, like so Japanese knockoffs. So someone paid like $45 for an entire army, and then they're like, I want $110 for this because I painted it. And everyone's like, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but you paint the army, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, most people are probably going to strip that shit off and repaint it. Like,
because everybody's better than everyone else at painting.
Except for me. Like, I would actually probably keep it. I would have kept it. I would have kept it. Mostly out of laziness. Mostly. Yes. Mostly out of laziness, and, like, the other half would have been because, like, I cannot paint worth a shit. But, so it's kind of cool that Sisters are actually coming back out, and, because, like, I actually have brought Sisters to tournaments before, which, mine were not made out of pewter.
Yeah, I think you, what's that say up there? What's that?
Hold on, let me
take a look at that.
Warhammer 40K American Team Championship. ATC, baby. Best talent of the Emperor.
What?
That's me.
Oh my god.
You know... But so like I'm kind of excited to see Sisters in play because they're a neat army. They have a lot of neat little features to them.
Yeah.
Very fucking squishy, very fucking squishy. But
they're
they have good mobility. They have a great like starting character. Like because like really like one of their main characters is what's her name?
Celestine?
Yeah, Celestine. And Celestine is probably one of the best HQs in my book that I think. Just because of the Geminis, if you have 2 or 3 Geminis, you bring them back. They come back every fucking turn. That's extra attacks. Plus, like she dies, was it a 4-up or a 3-up?
3-up, I think.
3-up, roll 3-up, boom. And she's fucking back.
She is hard to kill.
And she is fucking hard to kill.
Kill her twice. Yeah.
And when 2 Adepticons ago, we were going for Slay the Warlord. And one of the hardest ones that I had to face was Celestine because you kill her. She came back, you don't get Warlord kill.
Yeah.
So, like, we had to kill her again. And that's fucking crazy when you have to work around that. Also, if, like, you have Gemini still on the table, she can still be right back into battle. There's a lot of fun little features. I know they have their own specific rhinos that they run with, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't remember. They have some kind of like tank that has like what the hell am I thinking of? Like a giant thing with the things. You know, you do the things to make the sound of the pipes. And, it looks like a giant organ, basically.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what the name of that is.
I don't know anything about it, obviously, but I know it's neat, and I've had it on me before.
It's very, very cool looking. A lot of their models are very cool looking, and that's kind of neat that they're coming out with new models for us because then it doesn't give you the same tucked in arm sisters. My favorite are like the people who are. I don't. If anyone has actually played this game for longer than 1 edition, and have had any metal models, my favorite part about any metal model is the glued elbows. And I say glued elbows because they're always tucked. Like my favorite is the scout. The scout who has his one arm.
You're really good at that.
Yeah?
You're really good at that.
I'm a model.
You should go be a model for Games Workshop. Yeah,
I'm a model for Games Workshop. Hey, Brett. Thanks for joining us.
sculpt all of your amazing elbow poses.
My elbow poses. Speaking of bad painting, though, there actually is a painting contest going around for Warhammer right now that is actually like global. That you send in your stuff, you get it submitted, they check it out. That's fucking cool too. Like, but that's not even the main topic I was trying to get at. They're coming out with a contrasting paint.
Contrasting paint,
Which, in my book, is a godsend because I'm hoping that my yellow guys will turn out a little bit less rushed looking, as they put it at Adepticon. That I spent 4 fucking months painting. Rushed.
Yeah, really.
I rushed it.
And the contrast paint, like I've seen how it looks, and I think it's a good idea because it's going to be good for people that don't want to do that or don't know how to do like all the extra bullshit that goes into like, it's almost like 2 or 3 coats of paint of highlight over the top with a shadow. Like it's all that shit in one giant goopy thing. And I personally think it's great.
Oh, Vince actually just put a comment that the yellow is super awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was out yet. I didn't know that this contrast paint was out. Is it out already?
I don't know. I've seen the...
If it is, I have to get me some. But Vint, if you think that the yellow actually looks awesome on it, I'm excited because for fuck's sake, I am so tired of painting yellow. Because it never turns out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
And when it does turn out the way I want it to, everyone else thinks it looks like garbage. And I'll be like, no, this looks really cool.
What I wanted. Like,
and they're like, no, it looks really
bad. It looked like you rushed it. Really. Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Judge.
But now you can throw a contrast paint on, rush that shit, and they'll be like, this looks wonderful.
And I'll be like, yeah, it took me 3 months less than it did when I used regular paint. Oh, pre-order on the 8th. Out on the 15th. You are just full of awesome information, man. Thank you very much. For like all the people who actually participate in our show, we have something pretty exciting coming up in the next month or so. We are teaming up with Cataclysm Games, which is a shop in Illinois. They have their own custom dice and all that good stuff. They have like a humongous place that you can go play. It is huge.
Awesome.
They have probably one of the biggest like varieties of items that you can get for your war. Like you guys were doing Space Wolves this year.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys picked up at least 3 characters from Cataclysm alone.
Yeah.
Like, and they weren't characters that you'd be like, well, this is obvious that everyone would have this one.
They literally have, like, every character. At the time they still do, and, like, they don't just have every character, they usually have, like, a fine cast version of the old model and then the new model. Like,
Yeah, so, like,
anyway.
So they have 2 different options for your models. They have 2 different options for models if you want to do metal or plastic, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just going to talk over here, though. I just feel like, why not just...
We put on the illusion at least. Jesus.
All right. Oh, boy.
Anyways, we are teaming up with them and trying to get you some of their custom dice. They have awesome dice that they're going to be sending us in the next few weeks that we're going to be doing some giveaways, trying to get it out to the people who are listening to our show, people who are simply just involved in the game, involved in Cataclysm games. You want some free fucking dice? We'll figure out a way that you can get those free dice. And we're getting 3 sets of 12, meaning that we got 3 people who can win these dice, which is pretty fucking cool.
Pretty fucking cool, yeah. And then, I use their dice all the time, actually. They're Chessex dice, but
but they're
the
beautiful.
design
They're
they
really
have
nice.
is really cool. And yeah, it is. They picked really good colors. They didn't fuck around with any ugly ass colors, so it's nice. And again, God, that's just so weird now that.
Will this make you feel better?
Are we gonna start recording now?
It's going now.
Ah, yeah.
We've been recording this whole time. What are you talking about,
whole
Brian?
fucking time.
Oh, this guy over here. If you guys have anyone who's like watching right now, if anyone has anything that they've actually been doing that they want us to bring up and talk about, I would be more than happy to talk about it. But until then, we can think of something neat to talk about.
Things to talk about.
Yeah, man. Like, so Brian, what have you been painting lately? Speaking of painting, I like how we're going right back to the painting. And you're not even doing Warhammer for the most part right now.
Right now, I am doing a War Machine army for a friend at the shop. And it is a lot of painting. It's a lot of metal. I don't know the names of any of the shit that I'm painting because I don't play the game. They're big robots.
They're
big
robots.
old robots.
They're robots.
And they're shiny and metally, and it's taking a long fucking time to get them done. It's just a lot of detail work.
A lot of stuff. I know that you were talking earlier in the week about how much you dislike painting with actual metal paints.
Yeah.
Did you think about ever doing like a
non-metallic?
Yeah, non-metallic.
Of course, but the amount of work, like, because each
so
model
much.
is all metal, and there are like 3 models that are like that big.
Yeah.
So like non-metallic metal would take. I mean, those models would take almost 2 weeks by themselves. Like,
For our viewers who are not familiar with non-metallic metal, is there a way that you can explain it?
Yeah.
Is there?
It's a Renaissance technique that basically it came about because there was no metallic flex in paint, and the only way to actually paint something with a metallic look is to give it all of that contrast and shiny light reflection and everything.
And I've seen quite a few of his works of no wait, was it your works or was it like?
I did a couple. I've done a couple.
Yeah, you've done a few.
I've practiced it a few times.
It's a very neat technique.
It is.
It takes a lot of time, but like as soon as you get it down, it is worth it because it looks nice. For one, you don't have to worry about like it looks contrasting. It pops out. It's like if you have like a metal paint that you normally paint with, it's completely different. So like all those Grey Knight players, get the fuck out of here. Like, why don't you start using some whites, some blacks, some yellows, and make your own fucking metallic looking colors. Like, take some time and pride into this, guys. You fuckers.
You motherfucker. Yeah, take all that time to paint an army you know you'll never win a tournament with because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Show up with the worst, prettiest army.
See,
that's what you need to do.
That's what I don't do.
No, it's basically. Well, I'd like to say it's what I do, but I don't have the best painted army usually.
You have a pretty good painted army. You spent a lot of time on your army, man. It was if you're a first time listener, Brian normally plays Khorne or Space Wolves now. Like he switches back and forth. Speaking of Khorne, did you see that new mobile game that's coming out for like I know it's Age of Sigmar, so it's a little bit off base compared.
No.
I put a link to on our Facebook for it. It looks kind of cool.
So you should go check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe send a picture of your penis in that thing.
Hi, Sarah.
That was weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Send a picture of your penis.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
She just sent me a picture of her penis.
Oh, that's excellent. We definitely need more lady penis.
We need more lady tits.
More lady penis, please. But yeah, painting's fun, right?
Yeah.
Non-metallic metal. The best part about it is if you can pull it off, like you win. Like the painting judges will jizz their pants. Like that's basically what it is.
Well,
it is a
if
way
you do it good enough,
if you're good enough,
it doesn't even look like you use a non-metallic paint.
No, that's the whole.
It
point.
almost looks like you just put really good highlights on a metallic paint that made it look like there was actually a contrast to it. So you would see like the reflection of like the skin tone off of like the armor. So when your elbows are all tucked up,
yeah, you get
like,
that. You get
this shine into this.
God damn, you're so good at
I'm
that.
good at that.
So
I know.
good at that.
That's why I keep doing it. But it's a very neat process, and I would highly recommend checking it out online.
Check out the Miniac.
Oh yeah, the Miniac.
Miniac is definitely my favorite painter.
Actually, weren't we talking to him at one point?
Yeah, he was busy though, so it kind of got blown off. But that's
all right.
It's not his fault. He was busy.
Hashtag Miniac, we're coming for you.
Yeah, motherfucker. I mean, I don't know.
No, really, I just want you to be on our show.
I just want to chit chat about.
And honestly, you don't even have to be on it. Speaking of being on our show, I I've had some ideas in the last few weeks, and I would like to see. Yeah, boy. I would like to see some participation from you guys. I know that a lot of you guys just tune in and check us out, which awesomely appreciate
I'm assuming like 80% of you are here to masturbate, like
to
for
this.
some weird reason. Yeah, to the weird elbow thing.
But
if you could take a second out of your time masturbating, wipe your hand and
No.
just type on, or don't wipe your hand.
Don't wipe your hand.
Come on, you don't need to wipe your hand.
It's your keyboard.
It is. It's your keyboard. No one can tell you not to jizz on your keyboard.
That's why. Oh, that keyboard's broke. It was broke
It's
before.
mostly just stuck in.
It's actually
all
these
right,
keys are stuck permanently. Actually,
Yeah, send us something.
I'm trying to get more people to be involved. So like, if you want to make a video of you just ranting about something for like fucking 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, don't fucking care. I'll find a clip of it. See this screen right here? It's not just for our pretty logo.
Wow. Pretty soon we're gonna have
Things
on it.
We're gonna have things on
We
it.
want to do things
And we're gonna do stuff. Yeah.
Fucking stuff.
Think of that. I'd like to get
Curveball.
more audience participation in this and try to get you guys to be more part of the show and feel like you're more involved in it. So one of the contests I was thinking was actually a video submission. For the best video submission, you'll get a fucking set of Cataclysm dice from us, from Cataclysm.
Yeah. And I mean, really, like, just make a video. How many people do you think are gonna make a video? Just send one in, you'll probably win.
Just do this.
Like, just be the one guy.
Just do
doing
this.
Yeah.
You're in.
You're that, yeah. I mean, but then
You're
again, like, if you know of any, like, meth addicts in your town or something that you could get video of that would be very entertaining, maybe talk about Warhammer with them, ask them.
Just ask them.
About
Hey, do you know what a
Emperor.
Sister of Silence
Yeah, yeah.
is? I only know Sisters of Battle, dummy.
Buy them some meth, that's all they really want, and send us that video. We will definitely play it.
I will play it.
Oh, we'll play that.
No, he won't play it.
I won't play it.
But I'll play
He'll
it.
play it.
For you.
Yeah. Go sneak into a circus. Go behind the scenes. Videotape them beating the elephant. Send us that video. We'll play it. And we'll all laugh at it together.
The greatest thing about like the move is that we have even less restrictions after we move out of the
Less
studio.
clothes. For sure, less clothes.
In fact,
Possible nudity.
oh
My God.
I plan on having a few themed episodes. Yep.
Dress up time.
Dress up time. And a lot of it's gonna be beachwear, which means
Oh, yeah.
and I'm gonna have a big sign that just says nude beach. And if you wear clothes, you're out of my pocket.
Fucking out.
You're out of here. But honestly, like even like anything, like I just like to hear from you guys because without you guys watching us or listening to us, we really don't have a show. It's just us fucking talking to nothing.
And my brain don't work good.
My way
So,
don't work good.
It helps have words to talk about.
Anyway, so I guess with that being said, we're going to do a quick shout out to some people. So we're probably still gonna throw a bone for these guys just because of how awesome they were for letting us use this. But fuck us!
Fuck us. Fuck us.
Unacceptable partial nudity.
Unacceptable partial
Matt.
nudity.
It's not. Partial nudity is unacceptable. I understand that. But Focus Co-working. They are in Jefferson. They have places for like. It's a beautiful building. It's an awesome building.
It's an old firehouse. If you stay overnight, there's a ghost that comes down a pole and takes a shit.
Right on your chest.
You can see the ghost shit. It's so fucking hot, dude.
And the sad thing is, like, you can be standing. It's a very talented ghost.
It's quite
It's a very talented ghost.
Just float over you. So I know what I'm doing after I die.
This is going around shitting on people's chests.
So yeah, focus.
Focus Co-working. You have something, a project that you want to work on. You have a group of people that you want to get together. This place is awesome for it. You pay a small fee, you come in, they got free coffee, they got free Wi-Fi, you can use the printers, they got tons of stuff. They got 2 conference rooms for you to use. It's just all around awesome. Private offices, that's what this technically is. where we don't. They let us do this for like months.
Yeah, they didn't. They were like cool with it.
I was gonna say not a peep
Like
about how much we are just.
I don't know how they didn't
ruining their
kick
brand.
us out. Yeah, but they let it happen, so they're very cool.
Fuller, it didn't happen. I was right. Another place I want to. Actually, I'm gonna pass it on you.
Are we doing? Let's do Planet Chaos.
Yeah.
The home shop of the guys.
The origin place of this very podcast.
Met each other and we're like, hey nerd, what's up? Let's play some more.
Planet Chaos is in Fort Atkinson, where they have comics, collectibles, games. You fucking name it, they got it. They I keep on saying they, but it's pretty much one person, and
Carla is great,
and she is fucking awesome. She's been doing this for years, and she plans, from what I know, doing this.
I think it's the oldest comic book store in the country. We're gonna go with that. I think it's the oldest comic book store in the country
ever.
I think either it was passed down by her grandfather or something. I don't know. That's not. None of that's true, but
it could be.
It might be. You go there and ask her. Buy some stuff and ask her.
They also have like regular D&D nights. If you're into D&D, they got Magic the Gathering nights. They got tournaments. They got tournaments for they got Warhammer. They help sponsor tournaments for Warhammer like consistently throughout the years. They've been pretty big help on our part. Like I said, the origin of where this podcast came from, because we ended up that's where we started doing it, was in the back of the store.
Yeah,
where they
let us stay in there
when they closed. Hence the name Shops Closed, because the shop was closed and we would do a podcast. Another person I want to put out, a Warp Charge Gaming. They have quite a bit of live events that are going on this month. You should check them out. I should say next month, because it's almost the end of this month.
It is.
So they have a lot of live events going on this next month, and you should check them out. They have been a detrimental part of our growth as a community, and I'm talking about Warhammer, not just us in general. They have really good say-so. They got an awesome painter on board. They have giveaways for like models. Check them out, warpchargegaming.com.
Their videos are actually entertaining too. They're not as boring as most videos.
Yeah, they do a very good job. George, the guy who fucking funded and ran this thing to where it's at right now, he has had a lot of help, but he's done a lot of groundwork.
He's a good guy.
And he's a great guy, I'm going to say. I'm going to go on a limb.
You going out?
I'm going to go out on that limb.
Guy.
He's a great guy. But yeah, check them out, warpchargegaming.com, because they're fucking worth checking out. Another place I want to put into our shout-outs from now on, starting today, because I think we only did it like once or twice before. Cataclysm Games. They're in. Is that Sheboygan, right?
No, Cataclysm is in Rockton.
Rockton,
Illinois. It's not Rockford, it's Rockton.
Rockton, Illinois. Check out Cataclysm Games. They are, like we said before, they have like one of the biggest fucking like places for like Warhammer gaming. They had like a tournament in the last week where they gave a crown away for the winner, which
I think they had something like 60 people there, 64 people.
Wasn't that the tournament where the winner was a Chaos player who brought all those random Chaos things?
Yeah, Chaos guy with fucking Magnus and Mortarion.
So, hold on.
The fuck? Like, 2 Primarchs in his list, and somehow he won that? I don't understand. All I know is the dudes at Cataclysm better step your game up, because that is a terrible list. How you win with that. It's actually, the way it looked, it was like point-scoring, ridiculous army, so it makes sense that he was able to.
The only thing I gotta say about that is Abaddon.
Who fucking needs them?
But that'll probably round out our shout-outs for the week, because I just want to make sure that we're giving people their dues, because like that it's great to be a part of the community, and great to be a part of this Warhammer community in general.
Yeah.
Because
and soon we're gonna start like sneaking in Like we mentioned, Miniac, we're gonna find a way to get in there.
We're gonna get them in here.
Tabletop Minions, we're coming for you too. We're gonna leech off your subscriptions. We'll steal all your fans. We'll let you guys keep them, but we'll share your fans.
We'll borrow them.
Yeah. You can have them back.
Yeah, you can have them back. But I really want to borrow them. We're working on getting some people in here that are actually like pretty well known in the community. Even if it's just for like a video entry or a phone call. We're looking for everyone who can actually. Oh, hey, speaking of Warp Charge Gaming, hey James, welcome. We just got done talking about you guys and how horrible your painting is.
Yeah.
Absolutely garbage. I mean, your Gilliman looks alright.
You can't wait to see those new contrast paints, bro. It's gonna help you so much.
I'm kidding. James is actually, if you look at a lot of the stuff that they put out on Warp Charge Gaming, James is actually the man who paints the majority of what they do, and he has a
sculpts, basing, everything.
He does a very good job.
He's really good at it too.
After we insult him, he's
yeah.
Okay, I'm done watching this. But honestly, we're looking for like just some people to come in here and talk with us because I know we're semi-entertaining.
Yeah. But we do like to talk, and if you like to talk, you can talk with us. We'll talk in the mics.
We'll probably talk at you more than with you.
Yeah, we're really gonna we're gonna talk in an accusatory tone.
Oh yeah.
The whole fucking time. We're gonna put a light up. You don't see it now.
Yeah, you don't see it now. Well, it's gonna be in the new studio. Actually,
the new studio will
have
an
a
interrogation light,
like a spotlight interrogation light.
We'll get the truth out of your dumb ass.
And I'm gonna be paying someone $50 a fucking episode just to spotlight people. So
it's gonna be like an old Asian man just chain smoking, just fucking like just brightest fucking flash.
You shine out! Shine on, you crazy diamond! Shine on! I'll talk at you with the entertaining finesses. Oh, James wants to be a part of this little podcast at one point. You know, it probably wouldn't be. It'd probably be a little bit easier to get some people in here if it wasn't on like a Monday.
Yeah, it's a weird day.
Fucking Garfields out there. All these people, all these Garfields out there. It's a Monday. Fuck you. Monday's my happiest day of the week.
Oh, God. You know, we really do got to get into the erotic animation of Garfield. I don't know if you've seen this shit.
Is that a thing?
Such a fucking thing. Nathan, I have Nathan to thank to introduce me to the strange, sad, weird world of
erotic Garfield.
Erotic Garfield.
So, like, is it just John being like...
It's whatever you can think of, it's out there. It's fucking all
Odie.
out there. Oh, yeah.
That's actually how Garfield gets him off the table after a while.
It's like, you're gonna get fucked.
Oh, you're gonna get fucked. And Odie just sits there with his big old eyes and tongue lapping it up.
That's perfect.
Isn't it, though?
And on that note, we'd like to say the Catholic Church is sponsoring this weekend.
Yeah, this is for the cat. This is for the clergy.
Proud the child fuckers out there.
What?
Fucking kids for Jesus. Catholic Church, right? That's what. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Hey, watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Grandma's gonna be so mad.
Grandma's dead. She died 2 weeks ago.
Oh. Alright, well.
It's alright, she was a cruel bitch. Oh shit, we're live, aren't we? But anyways, let's see here. What can we talk about today, Brian? What are you excited for the most?
Oh,
if you had to say, because I know like the Oblits came out. Are you thinking about getting those new Oblits? I know we talked about this a little bit in the past.
They're so expensive now. They're just
like money or point wise.
Worth it point wise, man.
Really?
No,
how much did they raise them?
They went from 65 points to
a piece, right?
115 a piece.
A piece?
Yeah.
Well, you know why, right? Because they're overpowered as fuck.
They're not. I mean, they are, but like.
What?
No.
You can get can you make those things like strength 8 AP fucking
it's random.
It's random.
So admittedly, you're gonna be strength 7 regardless. 7 to 9.
Yeah.
So that's good. AP 1 to 3, But, dude, it is...
Oh, and you could get up to 4 damage?
Yeah, they were good, and I could see going up to like 80 points or whatever, but 115 is too much. And toughness 5 sounds great. Like, it's
But they also
not gonna...
But they also have an invuln, don't they?
Yeah, the 5 up in
Shut your fucking mouth.
Nah, they're garbage.
Coming from a guy who uses Devastators, which is like
they're...
the Marine version of them. Like the Devastators, the Centurion Devastators.
Yeah.
Like, don't have an invuln. Don't get to roll random fucking shit for their tag for their shit, and they pay about the same amount that you do for your blitz now.
Yeah, but,
so like,
but that's how it's supposed to be. You know what? Games Workshop ruined the game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Every time.
Every time I quit, I fucking ruined the game again. No,
I quit.
It's definitely
I'm
a thing
picking up
that
some scissors next week.
I don't like that it happened, but it had to happen. I have to admit, like
I don't know if it had to happen. I think a lot of the stuff that they come up with doesn't have to happen. But I think a lot of the stuff that they do, that when it does happen, it is definitely just a way to flip you on your ass. Like
but if you look at like what I find so weird about this is a lot of the like most competitive lists, if they do run them, they're running like 1 unit. Normally it's fucking
it's like 1
unit, 3, right?
And
like but like what I'm saying is they aren't usually a linchpin in anyone's championship list. They're just because you can't rely on them to do what they need to do every turn. There are times you're gonna roll like shit on that random strength and AP, and you're not gonna do a fucking thing to anyone. And so, I mean, yeah, they're good, but honestly, with the new bolt gun rules, you're almost better off taking Terminators.
James, I love you very much, and I'm glad that you're putting something in here, but I hate acronyms so goddamn much that it's hard for me to understand some of the stuff. Talk Flawless Lord, Discord, WL, getting 3 extra on 5+ to hit with 1 or +1 hit spell extra attack on 4+ to hit, and stacks with Death to False Emperor.
Oh, yeah.
So it adds another +1 to hit. What does that mean? Like I'm just.
It's good.
Are you catching it?
No, I didn't hear the first part, but I know like. He's just talking about like buffing shit up, right?
It really so I'm guessing Flawless Lord is a. I feel like a dummy. Like I'm supposed to be. I'm not.
Oh, wait.
I am in no way an expert in Warhammer. By the way, just like put that out there. No way an expert. I like to talk. That's the majority of the reason why I do this podcast.
Yeah. I don't know things either.
So is there a Flawless Lord?
I think that's the Flawless dude is the guy on the Scorpion thing.
Is that White Legion?
Did you just say White Legion?
Is that what WL means? I don't know acronyms. WL is White Legion, right?
Yeah.
It's just the KKK.
Flawless Lord, Discord.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Discord Warlord, I think, is WL.
Oh, Warlord! Oh my God! I think White Legion works better.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to buff shit. 3 to 4 extra attacks, 4+ to hit.
Okay, 4 to hit.
But like, is it? I mean, no, we're talking fun. Really, you're talking like. I'm not sure it could be competitive though.
You don't think that could be competitive?
I don't think it could because it's still.
James, you're the best. Thank you for explaining. Flawless is a renegade legion of the Chaos Space Marines. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you got the
WL Warlord. See?
No, but
White Legion.
It's 3 4 extra attacks. I'm pretty sure that's the dude on the vehicle. I'm sure James will tell me if I'm dumb.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think that the problem with that dude is you can target him.
Isn't he a character?
Yeah, but
he's in a vehicle.
He's a vehicle, so you can target him. So I mean, yeah, he's cool. And if you bring him with like the way I wanted to do it was run him with the Lord of Skulls because you could buff up the Lord of Skulls with him. But like, if you fucking bring a Lord of Skulls in that thing, everyone's gonna kill that thing first, knowing.
You don't think they'd go for the Lord of Skulls first? Every time I've seen,
Actually, you know what?
every time
I think
I've
they
seen
might-
someone
they
bring
might,
Mortis
yeah.
Skulls, that is normally like their number
That's
one
what they
target.
go for. Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense because the more you hurt it without killing it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not. I mean, it's scary, but.
Hi, Michael. Yeah, new login.
All right, so.
So honestly, like that sounds like a pretty. It sounds like a pretty epic fucking way to bring the White Legion in.
Yeah.
No, but that seems like a pretty awesome way to bring in a warlord, even though like it can be targeted.
Yeah.
But if you have snipers or
And
like,
I mean, and the way I would run them too is you got to run like 2 or 3 of them, and just have them go up and buff everything. And if you're bringing him, then you got to start looking at like Mauler Fiends or fucking Forge Fiends.
Mauler Fiends?
Because he buffs demon engines, I think. I'm not totally sure on that, but I think he does. So like the whole idea would be like bring stuff he can actually like
buff.
Yeah, exactly. What? He gets like 10 attacks with exploding attacks. You can clear a 30-man park blob.
Holy shit!
I gotta read the rules. I bought the
It's
fucking
10
colors
attacks
and
with
then
exploding
never.
attacks. So like, I wonder if it's like a bleeding damage, not bleeding damage. Yeah, that'd be right. Like where it goes through and hits other things. Like so, if it explodes, does that mean that it actually does multiple damage to multiple characters? Because that's pretty awesome. If you take out like a 30-man blob, that's kind of nuts.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Especially since like if you were going against a guard army, you could probably take out their whole like that blob of shit that parks in front of those, like any kind of basilisks or anything like that.
Yeah,
Because that's
if you could get there, that's the main problem. Is like
so that's a close combat thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. Well, I think that you could, as long as you stuck away from those basilisks, like or just kept cruising forward. Even the basilisks aren't even that great. They're awesome because they don't need line of sight.
And they can potentially do a lot of damage.
Well, especially if you have like a good like warlord that's not warlord, like an HQ that's hanging out back there, like was it Bask?
Flat Pask.
Was it?
Bask Flask.
I was pretty close though.
You were real close.
Like Bask Flask, Class Bask, Pask. Yes, if you have someone like that in the background where it's letting them re-roll stuff or giving them extra attacks, that's pretty awesome.
Shit up, things
So
like that.
I really like the fact that even with like rule changes, we still find ways to manipulate the game to make it more challenging for the other player or the opposing player. But it also makes you and me and him and that guy think about like what you want to bring, like strategy.
Yeah. But unless you play Tau, in which case you just bring the same fucking stupid shit and you play the same fucking
Tau
thing.
works.
Nothing changes. Orcs
have like 3 like solid lists if you think about it.
but they're not like, I don't know. I've seen the hardest I ever had playing orcs. I pretty much don't lose against orcs. They're not really, but like the worst I ever did was at the ATC against a fucking giant mob army that literally he would just run chains back to his character.
Oh yeah.
So he'd get all the buffs from it.
Oh yeah.
And just wiped out my berserkers.
See, my favorite is when the people bring like the buggies and stuff like that because it's just
like, wow, it's really
garbage.
neat, dude. Yeah, it's
those
really
look
cool
fucking
model.
awesome. And
I'm
they
gonna
are
blow it up now.
and they are very cool models.
Yeah.
And I would like to actually try that game sometime. That racing
Speed
like
Freak.
Speed Freak, I think is what it's called. Yeah. I'd like to try that sometime. That'd be pretty fun to do. But like those models in general, they look cool, but are they really effective?
No,
And
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's like you think a Hellbrood would be good because it's like a Dreadnought. Like Dreadnought should be good.
you would
right?
think Dreadnoughts are not good.
No, why would they? I mean,
I guess it depends.
I'm sad with the way Dreadnoughts and like Hellbrutes and
Have
like
got downgraded
mid-level, like just kind of.
because they used to be the guns. They used to.
I
be...
mean, you could take one and it probably lasts 2 turns. Like that's the whole point. Like now, it seems like it's not going to last that long, and if it does, they're usually not that effective either. Like.
Speaking of that, you know what I really miss? And I hate reminiscing, and I'm one of those guys that, if you listen to any of my past episodes, I actually bitch at people for talking about previous editions. I really miss the exploding. Like, rolling a 6. and like a penetration and
the way that that
made the game so much more challenging. Because then if you brought like a vehicle, or you brought a dreadnought, or you brought a Hellbrute, like you would have to worry about someone having something that could just make it
just blow it up.
gone.
But at the same time, then because I'm really happy with the AP system, the new they went back to the old way of doing it, where you subtract from the guy's armor and shit with AP. Happy with that. What I didn't. I mean, they simplified the shit to give everything wounds, but I would much rather have, you have the front, sides, actual armor values for each one. You have to roll over, and that would be.
It did add a lot more to the game of trying to establish where your vehicles were, and establish where you were bringing your infantry or what have you that was attacking that. Because it made you actually think about where you wanted to put it and where you wanted to bring it, how you were going to put stuff, and
it also gave you the ability to not blow up. Like the idea of it's more random because you have to hit where you're targeting. You're going to hit some random spot, and then you roll against the armor to penetrate. And there's always that chance that you're not going to penetrate the armor and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's. Yeah, you're doing the same thing theoretically with rolling to wound, but it's a lot easier. You wound it, you do, and then that is kind of annoying to me. I wish they had some kind of way to make vehicles feel more like vehicles.
Like my grandma, that bastard of a lady, used to say, "Wish in one hand, shit in the other, and then see which one fills up first.
Eat the one that,
and then eat the shit."
Yeah. Because your grandma was into scat porn.
She was into...
Really, it wasn't advice at all. It was just like, okay, Mike, it's time to wish and shit down. Grandma's hungry. Grandma's hungry.
I was like, I put that one.
Oh, boy.
I got something for you and the listeners to contemplate. So, what's better?
Oh, boy.
AP damage or negative to hit? Because honestly, they both have their own benefits, and they both have disadvantages to what they do. And personally, because I was thinking about this on the way out here, personally, I think that the negative to hit is more effective than an AP weapon. And I say that because you have less of a chance to hit someone compared to how much damage am I going to do to this thing?
Right.
So. That's something that I've been actually thinking about. What are your thoughts?
I like that. I would like both. But I do
play
think,
Eldar, buddy.
I think the minus to hit is really good, but it's gonna affect other armies
more.
Fucking orcs hit on a 5 already. So there has to be something that allows them they're not even using real guns. So they should just hit on a 5 always. They should hit on a 5 in Overwatch. They should always hit on a 5. So
using real guns.
The shit they use is their imagination. They believe it works, so it works. If a Marine picks it up, it would just click. There's no moving. They're not real weapons.
Where are you getting this?
That's the orc lore, man. That's just one of the cool things I know.
I really got to meet this Lori person.
He's real
talking
sweet.
about.
Real sweet. He worships Gorka Morka.
Gorka Morka.
Really nice guy.
Nice guy.
You love him.
So yeah, I think that the negative to hit is more effective just because you do have armies that hit on 5s that to start with. So -1 to hit, you're hitting on 6s. It's like Overwatch every time. -2, I think it's still 6s. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think they can make it so you can't hit them.
I think that's something. I think you should have both though. I think you should have that, and then have the weapon still do the armor and everything. The AP should stay with it too. I think the minus to hit should be brought back more often. If you're in a building, it should be -1 to hit you, +1 to your cover. It should be all of these things should. If you're on a vehicle moving more than 10 inches, it should be -1 to hit you. If you're doing if you're Eldar, it's probably -3 to hit you because you're fucking Eldar.
I think that what they should do is just take Eldar and just give them their own side story.
Yeah, put their own game.
Do do what Star Wars did. Make it just instead of like Solo, just make it Eldar. That's what we call it. Oh, this is Warhammer Eldar. That's all we are.
And then all you Eldar players can fuck off.
Yeah.
You take the Tau players with you too.
Yeah. Well, I'll take a Tau player once in a while.
I think I'd rather play Eldar, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's because all you do is hit fucking close combat with your armies.
Yeah.
But then,
you know,
if you had anything that was long range, that's +1. Don't the marker drones don't they make it so they get +1 to their hits?
I don't.
Like if you get 3
they do,
consecutive
yeah,
marker
something like
drones?
that where you gotta like you gotta mark up a unit a bunch now or something. It got
it used to be like way
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like where you had to worry about any markers like getting put onto you. They're not marker drones. I guess you can get marker drones, or you can get the.
I think those guys.
I can't remember what those guys are called that have.
Oh,
It's been such a long time since I played the fucking Tau Army, dude.
Tau Army, yeah.
Like,
actually,
I
we
think
scared all the Tau players away from our shop. We made the one guy that had a Tau Army sell it. So
we had 2 people that played, and one of
them's dead now. I thought we were joking.
He died?
What?
He died?
You were there.
Oh fuck!
Don't you remember? Oh, that's right. You blacked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't really take kind.
We don't talk about those things anymore.
No,
We don't take too kindly around you toe around here.
No, Tau player, we ain't going on.
I think that you guys have to watch out for my constituents.
Man.
But yeah, honestly, like if you're looking at the AP AP is pretty awesome, but like the further into the edition that I'm seeing it, the less and less effective I see it becoming. Like AP1 used to be something that would just fucking own a table.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything has AP1. Everything has AP1 to 2. Like
The way like they always do, they come up with an idea and they start out, they dip their toes in it and they're like, oh, you guys get this gun and like 2 other guns or whatever, and they're all and then the next codex that comes out, they'll add a little extra to that army, and then by like the 2nd or 3rd codex that's come out, it's full on, everybody gets AP1. Oh, also you're invisible. And like they just keep upping these idiotic fucking.
I like to call it the DBZ method
That's
of
good,
trying to get things going.
Instead of bouncing it,
just keep on making it
bring
more.
it up, bro.
Well, you got God mode now,
No,
so good luck facing another God.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to play infantry. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
You go ahead and die with Krillin. Anyways, no, DBZ throwbacks.
That was nice. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. I understood that reference.
I don't even watch that show anymore. Like, I just fucking talk about it.
I watched the original. You don't watch the new one, do you? Have you seen the new one at all?
DBZ Super or Dragon Ball Super?
Dragon Ball
Supers.
Balls. Dragon Balls. Balls. That's what it is, right? So anyway, anyone like that shit? Let us know. There's 3 people watching right now.
Well, that's 1 too. Let's say no. That's all right. I'll take it.
We like to pump our own stats.
Baby, you just start putting comments on there. Oh, you got 55 comments on this one.
Oh shit, guys!
How come 25 of those were just periods from you? It's because I'm on my period, guys.
Oh, nice. Got him good. So we got this other fucking sweet giveaway we're gonna be handing out here. Someone's getting this fucking sweet ass antique stapler.
It's a sweet line.
This is.
You better not take my stapler.
Straight up, this thing is worth at least like 50 cents, and there's staples
in it.
Staples in here.
That's how you know it's
Don't
good.
believe me, I'll prove it. Look at that.
Oh my god. So, since we're getting to the point where we're talking about staples, I think it's about time for us to say thank you very much for listening to us
To the
today.
first half. We'll be.
And we'll be back again for another 5 hours.
Can you talk all about staplers? I brought my staple collection.
Oh God, I
I hope you guys like staplers.
Well, that's where this came from. Was from my stapler.
Staplers, they unite us. They connect us like two sheets of paper together forever.
Forever.
In love.
Until
And
staples. I'd just like to thank everyone for listening to us here ramble about random shit. If you have a comment about anything that we talked about today, I'm gonna keep clapping.
That's how you get
Anything you have to talk about today. Make comments. Talk about it. Like, let's get this shit rolling, people.
I mean,
like,
for real.
when we're getting when I'm seeing that we're getting so many people that are viewing us and not commenting, I know that we're doing the best job that we possibly can. Obviously, but I'm an overachiever, so why don't you let us know what we could do better for you guys, other than like plastic surgery, because that's out for me. I already got 3 nose jobs, and I got my dick Botox.
That's the one you settled on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then actually, this is because they couldn't do anymore. This is all they
like,
could do
as
for
much
us.
as we could take
And
off.
they're like, no, this is all we got for
That's
you.
all. I'm so sorry. The next step is Michael Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Actually, this thing's fake. Let's pull it
Pull
off.
it off.
But check us out. Follow us on Facebook. If you have an event, anyone has an event that's going on that's Warhammer or just Games Workshop related or hobby related, I don't care. Fucking post on our Facebook page. We are more than happy to oblige and make sure that you are getting the exposure that you need, because if it isn't for the entire Warhammer community, we got nothing.
Yep.
So,
and we will make fun of your stuff. We will personally insult you to your liking. And if you share things on our page, we'll make comments.
yeah.
That's it.
A lot of nude pictures. They'll be censored because it's on Facebook, but bless you.
Thank you.
But until next time, check us out on Shops Closed, Facebook.com. I think it's Shops Closed up our name. Or look us up on, we will be having archived episodes from our previous episodes on our Podbean site coming up here, just to keep you guys from going stir crazy, waiting for us to start up a new season. Yeah, thanks so much for stopping in and listening, and
Thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot for checking it out.
yeah.